when you try to get the mind to settle down, you have to be very, very intent on what you are doing. Just keep at it. Just keep at it. You cannot let yourself get discouraged. If you get discouraged and say, this is not working, then you have to start over again. If any thought come in, you have to protect your object from them. So it's good to find a nice quiet place, right? So that the only wind that we are dealing with is the wind of our mind. There's plenty right there. Try to keep all defilements away. Keep all hindrances away until your meditation catch. Ultimately, there is a sense that it really feel good to be with the breath. It really feel good just sitting in the quiet place and breathing in, breathing out. You are able to create a sense of fullness. Make sure that you are not squeezing the breath out too much or too less. And that way the body feels balanced. There is no sense that you are trying to push the breath into a very solid. Maybe you have to try to think that the body as a energy, as the breath comes in, is simply a new energy that pulling into the energy that we already have got. I have found that there is no clear line between the breath energy already there and the new breath coming in. They are together. They mingle together. Yeah. Please think of it that way. When the breath goes out, you don't have to squeeze. Let it go out. Let the breath does its job on its own way when you feel good. We do adjust only in the beginning, and then we let the breath breathe. Now we have to learn how to read the poise that the breath telling us. Now's the time to breathe it again. Now the time to breathing out again. And just keep at it. The sense of fullness will be as reward develop because we are not squeezing things as we are breathing in and out. We might starting squeezing at the beginning, but we don't need to squeeze it in the middle and after all at all. So you try to allow the sense of fullness to grow as the breath go in, goes out and come in. Then you will find a point where the mind feels really center, and that's how the mind settle down. And you can notice that once the mind set down, you don't have to do anything more than just looking the breath and observing the mind. You having two eyes, one eyes to the breath, the other eyes to the mind. You can actually allow the thoughts to come in if they like to come. But if you know it, you are not going to go with them. You're just looking them as the process, how the thought forms. By this way, you can actually get into a deeper state. My mom used to give the analogy of setting something in the concrete. First you make a forms, then you pour the concrete into the forms. As long as the concrete has not yet set, you cannot take the forms away. But as soon as it's set, you can take them away. No problem. The concrete will not spill out because now it's become a solid. Same way with the directed thought and the evaluation. In the beginning, your mind is tempted to think about and evaluate things outside. So you have to turn your thinking to the breath only and keep it there. If you stop thinking about the breath, the mind will start going out. They like to go out. They like to play and deceiving you. They like to play like hide and seek. Remember when you were young, you play hide and seek. That's how the mind is in the meditation. But once the mind settles in, there is a sense of really belonging here. You can drop the direct thought and evaluation. Instead of going back to your ordinary state, you go into the deeper state of concentration, where you just there. The breath is become one with the body, oneness. The mind become one with the breath. You don't have to do a lot of thinking to protect it. One is come to the deeper state of concentration. The sense of well-being is enough to keep you there. And that is so on into the higher stage of concentration. As you protect them, you will find the big issue is going to be boredom. Sometimes we get bored, right? Did you? I remember maybe the second year, between second year and third year of my initial meditation practice, I feel really bored, nothing to do in the meditation. I ask myself, what else? What's next? What else? What's next? Because it's really fullness of mind. It feel like everything was quiet. I know that I'm not used to it. My mom told me that I am not used to it. I'm not used to the quiet mind, and that's why I feel bored in the meditation. So you as well, be careful when your mind get really calm, even though in the higher stage of concentration, you might get bored. You will feel like nothing is happening. Everything is very still. It feels good, but the mind has this strange tendency because it's a new thing. When you are really seeing a new thing, you feel sometimes like I haven't known before. Once you are giving something really present like this, you may decide, okay, now I want something else. This is where you have to deal with the thought that would pull you away by saying enough of it. Enough. Sometimes you say no, it's not enough. I want to really master this skill. I want to see how deep it can go. And this is how the meditation was about to go deeper. Rune. So as for the thoughts that get bored, maybe you have to question them. Are you really bored? That's what I used to ask. Or is there something that's going to come up in a meditation that we are afraid to see? That can happen too. So what's the best thing to do when there are things like that happening during the meditation? You just have to watch them out. It is here that you really get to know your mind really well. The different arguments it may bring for thinking about something else. Saying enough of this. Like, no, not enough. I am going to stay here. Because the longer you stay, the more you are going to see it. That makes sense to everybody? Finally and simply, you get the mind to stay here. And you will getting some benefit from the concentration already. That is one of many uses of the meditation. And number one is sense of well-being. There is also the opportunity to observe your defilement. When the mind calm and well-being, you see more deeply in them. You see more and more clearly. You know why some part of the mind having that state of concentration would like to do something else. Why sometimes you have thought through many times. You want to go back to them again. Why? What else is there? What else that you have not seen yet? This is when you put the concentration to use, getting the mind still enough so that it can see things clearly. With enough of the sense of well-being, so that if something comes up that is ordinary, embarrassed to admit to itself, it is feeling a little bit more good, a little bit less threatened. or is willing to admit, oh yeah, I do go for that. This can be called the cool fire of the concentration. Cool fire of Jhana. For sure, it's not like hot fire of your greed, aversion, and delusion, or passion, aversion, delusion. It does not wear out your nerves. It is actually good for the body, good for the mind. I feel it brings light into the darkness of the mind. This is how you can read your mind, because the flame of the cool fire is very steady. This is where the image of the Nibbana comes in. The cool fire of Jhana. อาตมามองเห็นว่ามันเป็นคล้ายๆกับไฟเย็นมันทำให้เราเย็นมันมีเป็นเฟลมมันไม่ได้เผาเราแต่มันไปเผากิเลส And this is a point where you can enjoy the breathing meditation. And this is a point where a boredom fade away. make a dedication of the merits from the meditation to all being, all directions.
สัพเพสัตตาอเวราโหนตุอัพยาปัชชาโหนตุอานีคาโหนตุสุขีอัตตานังปริหารันตุอะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภควาพุทธังภควันตังอภิวาเทมิบ่าวสวากขาโตภควตาธัมโมธัมมังนามัสสามิบ่าวสุปฏิปันโนภควโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิบ่าว
Okay, thank you very much. And thanks everyone